Days passed, some weeks. Time had no meaning in the pit. Sometimes the skulls would throw down rotten food for her to cook. Sometimes they would just laugh at her from above. Sometimes they would not come at all, leaving her alone with her thoughts and regrets. Adana's beautiful clothes became torn and dirty. Her skin, which had been smooth and glowing, was now covered in scratches and dirt. Her hair, which she had been so proud of, became matted and tangled. Her jewelry had been taken by the spirits on the first night. She learned to make fire by rubbing sticks together, a skill her mother had tried to teach her years ago. Back then, Adana had refused to learn. "That is work for servants," she had said proudly. Now she wished she had listened. She learned to cook with almost nothing, to make soup from dried leaves and dirty water. The spirits never complained about the food, but they never praised her either. Every night, Adana prayed. She prayed to her ancestors. She prayed to the gods. She prayed to anyone who might be listening. "Please," she whispered into the darkness, "if I ever escape this place, I will change. I will be humble. I will be kind. I will never judge anyone by their appearance again. Please, just give me one more chance." But no answer came. Only silence and darkness. One morning, or what seemed like morning because the darkness became slightly less dark, Adana heard something different. Not the cruel laughter of the skulls. Not the whispers of the spirits. Something else. Singing.
Please help me, I'm
Someone
trapped down
was
here.
singing.
Can
The
anybody-
voice
I
was
need
far
help.
away, but
Help
it was
me,
human.
please.
A real human voice, singing a song she recognized from her village. "Help!" Adana screamed with all her strength. "Help me! I am trapped. Please help me." The singing stopped. Adana's heart pounded in her chest. Had the person heard her? "Help!" she screamed again. "Please. Someone. Anyone." Silence. Then, footsteps. Someone was walking through the forest, coming closer. The footsteps were careful, slow, avoiding branches and obstacles. A face appeared at the edge of the pit. It was a man, a hunter by the look of his clothes. He carried a bow and arrows on his back. His face was marked with traditional hunting scars. "Who are you?" he asked, staring down at her in shock. "How did you get down there?" "Please help me," Adana cried, reaching up toward him. "Please pull me out. The spirits trapped me here. They will come back soon." The hunter looked around nervously. "This is the forbidden forest. I should not be here. But I heard your voice. Please," Adana begged. "Please do not leave me here. I have been trapped for so long. I do not even know how many days. Please." The hunter's face showed pity. He was a good man, she could tell. His eyes were kind, not cruel like the skull's empty sockets. "What is your name?" he asked. "Adana. I am from Umana village. I followed a stranger into this forest. He was a spirit. He trapped me here. Please, please help me." "Adana from Umana village?" The hunter's eyes widened. "I know that village. I traded there once. Everyone was talking about a girl who ran away with a strange man. Are you that girl?" Adana felt ashamed, but she nodded. "Yes. I was foolish. I was proud. I made a terrible mistake. But please, I just want to go home. I want to see my mother and father again." The hunter rubbed his chin thoughtfully. "The spirits in this forest are powerful. If I help you, they might come after me too." Adana's hope began to fade. He was going to leave her here. She could see it in his eyes. But then the hunter sighed. "However, I cannot leave a human being to suffer like this. My conscience will not allow it. Wait here. Where would I go?" Adana almost laughed despite her situation. The hunter disappeared from view. Adana heard him moving around above, gathering things. Minutes passed, feeling like hours. What was he doing? Then a rope dropped down into the pit. It was made of strong vine, tied together with knots. Grab the rope, the hunter called down. I will pull you up. Adana grabbed the rope with both hands. Her arms were weak from days without proper food, but fear and hope gave her strength. She held tight as the hunter pulled. Slowly, slowly, she rose up out of the pit. The walls scraped against her sides. Her hands burned from holding the rough vine. But she held on. Higher and higher. She could see the edge of the pit now, getting closer. Then she heard it. The sound that froze her blood. Laughter. The skull's laughter, echoing through the forest. No! The skull's voice boomed. That human belongs to us. Hunter, release her or join her in the pit. Pull faster. Adana screamed. Please. They are coming. The hunter pulled harder. His face was red with effort. Sweat poured down his forehead. But he did not let go. Adana's head cleared the edge of the pit. Then her shoulders. The hunter grabbed her arm and yanked her up the rest of the way. She collapsed on the ground, gasping for air, hardly believing she was out. The skulls appeared from the trees, dozens of them, floating in the air like angry bees. Their teeth chattered with rage. Run! The hunter shouted, pulling Adana to her feet. They ran. Adana's legs were weak and shaky, but fear pushed her forward. Behind them, the skulls screamed and howled. The entire forest seemed to come alive with anger. Trees bent down to block their path. Roots rose up to trip them. Branches reached out like hands trying to grab them. The hunter was fast and skilled. He knew how to run through the forest, jumping over obstacles, ducking under low branches. He held Adana's hand tightly, pulling her along. Do not look back, he shouted. Never look back in the spirit forest. Just run. Adana's lungs burned. Her legs felt like they would collapse at any moment. But she ran. She ran faster than she had ever run in her life. Behind them, the skulls were getting closer. She could feel their cold presence, like icy wind on her back. Almost there, the hunter yelled. I can see the edge of the forest. Up ahead, through the trees, Adana could see light. Real sunlight, not the dim darkness of the forbidden forest. The edge of the forest. Freedom. They burst out of the trees into clear daylight. The moment they crossed the boundary, the screaming behind them stopped. Adana and the hunter collapsed on the grass, gasping for breath. Adana looked back at the forest. The skulls hovered just inside the tree line, unable to cross into the normal world. They glared at her with their empty eyes, then slowly faded away like smoke. The hunter sat up, breathing heavily. We made it. I cannot believe we made it. Adana started crying. Not tears of fear this time, but tears of relief and gratitude. Thank you, she sobbed. Thank you so much. You saved my life. How can I ever repay you? The hunter smiled tiredly. No payment needed. Just go home to your family.
We made it.
They must be worried
Yes,
sick
we did it
about you.
together.
What is your
The journey
name?
was worth it.
Adana asked. I need to know the name of the man who saved me. My name is Ikenna, the hunter replied. I am from a Bodo village, 2 days' walk from here. Adana looked at Ikenna properly for the first time. He was not handsome like the spirit had been. His face was scarred from hunting accidents. His hands were rough and calloused. His clothes were simple and worn. But his eyes were kind, and his heart was brave. This was a real man. Not a borrowed beauty. Not an empty shell. A real person with courage and compassion. Kenna, Adana said softly. You are the most beautiful person I have ever met. Ikenna laughed, surprised. Beautiful? Me? I think the spirits confused your eyes. No, Adana said firmly. I see clearly now. For the first time in my life, I really see. Beauty is not in the face or the body. It is in the heart and the actions. You risked your life for a stranger. That is true beauty. Ikenna helped Adana to her feet. Can you walk? Umana village is still far from here. I will crawl if I have to, Adana said. I just want to go home. They walked together through the afternoon. Ikenna shared his food with her, dried meat and water from his gourd. He walked slowly so she could keep up. When she stumbled, he caught her. When she wanted to rest, he waited patiently. As they walked, Adana told him everything. About her pride. About rejecting good men. About the spirit who borrowed body parts. About the pit and the skulls and the long days of suffering. Ikenna listened without judging. We all make mistakes, he said. The important thing is learning from them. I have learned, Adana said. Oh, how I have learned. They walked until evening, when they reached a small village. The village head allowed them to sleep there for the night. Adana slept in the women's house, the first safe sleep she had had in weeks. The next morning, they continued walking. By afternoon, Adana recognized landmarks. The big Iroko tree. The stream where women washed clothes. The pathway that led to the market. We are close, she whispered. Her heart started beating faster. Would her parents still want her? Would they forgive her for running away? They came over the last hill, and there it was. Umana village. Home. Adana started running, forgetting her tiredness. She ran down the hill, through the village entrance, toward her family's compound. Mama, she screamed. Papa, I am home. Her mother was sweeping the compound. When she heard Adana's voice, she dropped the broom and spun around. Adana, is that you? Mama. Adana ran into her mother's arms, sobbing. Her father came running out of the house. My daughter has returned. He joined the embrace, tears streaming down his face. Chioma came running from the kitchen. Sister. She hugged Adana tightly. You are alive. We thought we would never see you again. The whole family stood there crying and laughing at the same time. Neighbors began to gather, staring in amazement. Adana has returned. The word spread through the village like fire. People came from everywhere to see. The girl who ran away with the spirit had come back. That evening, the whole village gathered in Papa Okafor's compound. They wanted to hear the story. Adana stood before them, dirty and exhausted but alive. She told them everything. She did not hide her foolishness or her pride. She told them about rejecting good men because they were not handsome enough. She told them about the spirit who borrowed body parts. She told them about the pit and the skulls and the suffering she endured. The villagers listened in silence, their eyes wide with shock and fear. Then Adana pointed to Ikenna, who stood at the back of the crowd. This man saved me, she said. Ikenna from a Bodo village. He risked his life to pull me out of the pit. He fought against the spirits to help a stranger. Without him, I would still be trapped in that terrible place. The village elders approached Ikenna. You are a brave man, they said. You have our gratitude and respect. Ikenna bowed humbly. I only did what any good person would do. Papa Okafor embraced Ikenna. You brought my daughter back to me. You gave me back my life. Please, stay with us. Rest. You are welcome in this village for as long as you wish. That night, there was a feast. People brought food from their homes. The drums played. Children danced. Everyone celebrated Adana's return and thanked the gods for her safety. Days passed. Adana slowly recovered her strength. Her mother cooked her favorite foods. Her father told her stories. Chioma stayed by her side, helping her heal. But the biggest change was inside Adana's heart. The proud, arrogant girl was gone. In her place was someone humble, someone grateful, someone who finally understood what truly mattered in life. Ikenna stayed in the village, as Papa Okafor had asked. He helped the men with hunting. He shared his knowledge of the forest and tracking. Everyone liked him. Adana watched him from a distance. She saw how he helped old women carry water. She saw how he played with children, making them laugh. She saw how he spoke kindly to everyone, regardless of their position. One evening, she approached him. "Ikenna, may I talk to you?" "Of course," he said, smiling. They walked together to the big iroko tree, away from the noise of the village. "I wanted to thank you again," Adana said. "You saved my life. I owe you everything." "You owe me nothing," Ikenna replied. "I am just happy you are safe." Adana took a deep breath. "There is something else I want to say. These past weeks, watching you, I have seen what a real man looks like. Not borrowed beauty. Not fake perfection. Real goodness. Real strength. Real beauty." Ikenna looked at her curiously. "What are you saying, Adana?" "I am saying that my eyes are open now," Adana continued. "I see clearly. And what I see is a man worth more than all the gold and fine clothes in the world. A man with a good heart. A brave soul. A kind spirit." She paused, gathering courage. "Ikenna, if you would have me, I would be honored to be your wife." Ikenna stared at her in surprise. "Adana, are you sure? You are the most beautiful woman in this village. I am just a simple hunter. I have no riches. No palace. Nothing to offer you except myself." Adana smiled, a real smile that came from deep in her heart. "Yourself is everything. You have what matters most. Character. Courage. Compassion. These are the things that last. These are the things that matter. Beauty fades. Bodies grow old. But a good heart remains good forever." Ikenna was quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled. "Are you the same Adana who rejected 15 suitors because they were not handsome enough?" "No," Adana said softly. "I am not that girl anymore. That girl was a fool. She had to learn a terrible lesson. But she learned. I promise you I learned." "Then yes," Ikenna said, taking her hands. "Yes, I will marry you. Not because you are beautiful, though you are. But because you are now beautiful inside and outside." They returned to the village hand in hand. When they announced their engagement, everyone celebrated. The wedding preparations began immediately. But this time, everything was different. Adana did not demand expensive things. She did not need a grand ceremony. She just wanted to marry a good man. Her mother made her a simple but beautiful wrapper. The village women helped prepare food for the feast. Even the men who Adana had once rejected came to celebrate, bearing no grudges. On the wedding day, Adana looked beautiful, but it was a different kind of beauty. It glowed from inside her. Her eyes sparkled with joy and gratitude. Her smile was genuine and warm. Ikenna wore his best clothes, simple but clean. He stood tall and proud, not because of wealth or appearance, but because he was marrying a woman he respected and loved. The ceremony was perfect. The drums played. The dancers performed. The elders gave their blessings. Children sang songs about the girl who learned wisdom the hard way.